Hello, 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 hello. This is Adrian Obi, Capricorntigress of Astrology, a look inside, Western Intuitive Astrologer. And I'm to you, Capricorns. Hello, Capricorn. For the month of May 2019, I'm coming to you, Caps, with your monthly reading. I am, of course, Capricorntigress. I am a double Capricorn. A Capricorn with her sun almost smack dab in the middle of Cap and ascendant at 17 degrees of Cap. And I would think anyone that has their sun anywhere near 15, 14, 16, 18, 17, 19 degrees, and 20, Lord. As you know, today, April 29th, Saturn is going retrograde. Saturn is going backwards as of today. And I don't even know how I feel about that. I don't know if I feel angry, if I'm happy, if I'm upset, if it's a good thing, if it's a bad thing. I don't know how I feel about it because it's Saturn. It's my ruler. It's your ruler. And it's going backwards. Now, here's the thing. I mean, I don't know if it's just me, but I felt like the whole time Saturn has been in Capricorn, I ain't made no money. And that's a long time not to make money. And I was talking with, it's a long story, but I had a couple of ideas, like a proposal of ideas for this one group I belong to make some money. And I put in my proposal with the founder, and she's excited about it, as I am. And I think we both realized that this idea could make us a great deal of income, but also build a very strong bond between the members of the group. And so there's a lot of excitement there. But I also realized that on the day Saturn went retrograde, the potential for like this almost like unlimited wealth is there, depending on how we market it. And it's cool. It's cool. It's just another avenue, but it's nice to establish another avenue. And so I'm thinking, even though we Cabs don't have a lot of emphasis in the second or eighth house for the month of May, what we do have is a lot of emphasis in the fifth house and the 11th house. And the fifth house is the house of hope, of like taking chances. Well, yeah, taking chances like gambling, like taking risk, like me making a proposal to this woman to actually implement something in her little, what she's created that could build more for her and for others. But I had to make that proposal. I had to take a chance, take a risk, take an opportunity, pounce on opportunities. The fifth house is the natural house of the lion, of Leo. And so I always think of people who have a lot of fifth house. I just said this to my daughter today, who has her sun, moon, and Mercury in the fifth house. And I said the difference between her and her counterparts is that she pounces on opportunities, because she was feeling a little bit of guilt, a little bit of guilt because of the success she's experiencing while seeing her peers, some of them not doing so well. And, it's not just a matter of preparation, which she is prepared, but there are other things happening. And one of those things is that she pounces on opportunities. Yeah, there are other things that work here, and she pounces on opportunities. So what I would say for you Capricorns in the month of May is to pounce on opportunities. Pounce on opportunities to make money, pounce on opportunities for love, pounce on opportunities for your children, pounce on opportunities to gamble, for going out, for dating, for romance, for anything that makes you happy, that brings you joy, for parties, all types of parties and dances and things like that, going to the movies, going on dates. All of that is indicated. Take a chance, pounce on those opportunities for romance and love and dating and things like that, but also pounce on opportunities for taking chances in your overall life, because the fifth house is the house that rules entrepreneurship. And entrepreneurship, of course, is like being your own boss, doing your own thing, owning your own business, making your own decisions. So there's a lot of independence here. But the issue, I believe, all month is going to be between that dependence and independence, because the fifth house is the house that deals with certain issues like children and creativeness. And usually it's children and the taking care of that childlike quality, even within ourselves. A lot of people with strong fifth house planets don't grow up very easily. They're often very childish well into their adult years, and many never grow up at all. And some even view their children as threats. And so, being aware of that fifth house aura of what's going on this month is important, because it's a very royal house. It's a house that when there's a lot of emphasis there, you might give off a queenly or kingly or princessy, like royalty. You kind of give off an air of royalty. And this, I think all caps across the board are doing in the month of May. It's something you're not going to be able to avoid doing. It's not that you're doing it on purpose. It's just something that's going to exude from you because of where the planets are. Now, let me tell you what's going on in that fifth house so you can understand why I'm making such a big deal about the fifth house. So in the month of May, we've got the sun in Taurus in the fifth house. We've got Mercury in Taurus in the fifth house. We've got Venus in Taurus in the fifth house and at home, by the way, because Taurus is the natural ruler where the Venus belongs and where it likes to be. And so Venus is like happier than it's ever been. And then we've got Uranus, which is transiting Taurus. It's going to be there for like the next 6 years. We've got that Uranus sitting in the fifth house. And then on the 4th of May, we're going to start out the month of May with a new moon sitting in the sign of Taurus. So there is just a lot of Taurus. A lot of Taurus, okay? But that's the fifth house. And I'm telling you, fifth house, that's the best place you ever want a stellium to be, because it is a house of fun, a house of laughter, a house of joy, a house of bravery and courage, a house of taking chances and risking, a house of where you stand out on the limb and bravely stand behind what you believe in. It's a great house. The fifth house is probably where most shine. Literally, the sun shines in the fifth house. And so this emphasis is showing how we caps are going to have our fair deal of shining in the month of May. And if that's not enough shining and emphasis on the fifth house, on the 18th, the full moon is going to be in Scorpio at 27 degrees. Now, that full moon in the 11th house is going to be emphasizing hopes and dreams and wishes and clubs and organizations and friends and friendships. And again, a lot of that going out with friends, doing things with others, participating in groups, doing things on Facebook and Twitter and Instagram and Snapchat and even on YouTube. All of that is indicated in the month of May, especially around the full moon when it's in Scorpio. And I would say that's going to be between the 16th. I would say you'll start feeling this full moon energy around the 10th and 11th house, between the 16th, 17th, 18th. Okay. And because that's 27 degrees, that's pretty much near the end of Scorpio. So you're probably going to feel the greatest bit of the Scorpio of it on the, I would say the 17th, more so than anything. And don't forget, Scorpio rules certain things. Like whenever you see something like a full moon in Scorpio, I'm going to just say, watch out for things like jealousy, envy, um, just getting angry, just that whole jealous thing, whether it's over a project, over like work related or relationship, or even friends. I can see jealousy even over friends, like jealousy within groups, because some people are getting more attention than others, or some people are getting more applause or lauded than others. I can see that being a problem. Please don't let that be an issue for you, Caps, in the month of May. You know, the North Node is in the seventh house where it's been for a while. And on the 16th of May, I believe it is, Mars is going to be going into Cancer as well. And that's putting a lot of emphasis on the seventh house of partnerships. That's relationships, that's other people. It could be the partners that we're with right now, or significant others. It could be the marriages that we're in. But this is where that emphasis is going to be when Mars and the North Node are both in the seventh house. And when we combine that with what I've been talking about with the fifth house of romance and dating and love, and then we've got that full moon on the 18th in like friendships and groups. I just want you to be aware of the dynamic that's being set up here, to be cautious, I would think, or be aware that love could sprout up even from places like Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, Instagram. Oh, yeah, I could see that happening. And when it happens, let's see, Mars goes into the seventh house on the 15th of May. So you'll be feeling that, I would say, more probably from the 15th of May, somewhere between the 15th, 16th, 17th, 18th of May. That's when you'll be feeling that the most. And the rest of the month, you've got that emphasis in the fifth house. But there is, on the 21st of May, the Sun and Mercury are going to be moving from the sign of Taurus into the sign of Gemini. And that's going to put emphasis in the house of work and health. So your health and your work will be affected, most likely. And it does show whenever the sun is there, you can shine there. So if you take care of your health, you think about it, you maybe plan to go and get visit the doctor, get your checkups and stuff like that, you'll be fine. And also, if you organize your work and strategize around your work, I think you'll be fine in the area of work as well. Okay, so pretty much this has been my take on May. Now, you know, Jupiter is retrograde in your 12th house, and Saturn and Pluto are also now retrograde in the first house. And so these retrogrades are making us review and just revive and just re-look at all of these things. The Saturn in the first house, we're looking at us, ourselves. And Pluto there, it's us internally, like our inner self, our personality. We're changing. We're changing internally, 12th house Jupiter, and externally, Saturn and Pluto in the first house. So both internally and externally. And these are both good things. Welcome them. Neptune still in the third house. That's still communication. So we need to also be careful about our communication. Make sure we're communicating succinctly. But overall, this is a great month for taking chances, Caps. This is our month. Take a chance. Go for it. Go for the guy. Go for the job. Go for the gusto. Go for the money. Go for love. Go for it. This is our month. Okay? We got this. All right, Caps. This has been Capricorntigress of astrologyalookinside.com. And if you haven't, please like, share, and subscribe to our channel here on YouTube. And you can also like, share, and subscribe to our channel or to our website blog, which is astrologyalookinside.com. And you can find me on Facebook at facebook.com/astrologyaLookInside. And I do give free mini readings at our group on Facebook. And that is facebook.com/groups/astrology, a look inside. Okay. Well, much love and much light to you all, and sending out blessings to everyone. Bye now.